Hi, it's Alyssa with Holistic Living. Welcome back to part 3 of March's Tarot Read. So for the last question, I always ask what's the overall, or given the overall energy, what should the collective focus on? So where should we put our energy for the month? So the first two that came in, we have this one and we have this one. So the Eight of Pentacles, it's a craftsmanship card. It's a working card. It's a putting the work in physically. So putting the physical work in to make physical changes. So that's like whatever you have to do to better your health, whatever you have to do, maybe to eat differently, change up your exercise routine, set up something differently physically. And then we have the Hermit, which is, to me, it's always like a guided card. So follow whatever you're guided to do for your own life is one of the messages here, because we have a split message. So I would definitely say that in March, the universal energy is asking us to focus on us. It's asking us to keep putting in the work for our own life, for our own mission, for our own lessons, and get ourselves to where we have to go. So we do have a lot of pentacles here, and then we have two major arcanas with a pentacle card. So to me, that's set in stone that we have to do something more for our physical selves, physical changes, physical world. And that kind of coincides with what I'm getting as far as the changes for the collective in March goes, as far as physical changes. So it seems like there's going to be different physical things hitting us, and we're going to have to adjust, and we're going to have to do what's right for us. And then these two came in together. So the Lovers can be like an agreement. It can be either just like a physical agreement, a soul agreement, a connection of some kind. And then I have another Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. This is kind of like a rebalance card, because you see the scales and how this person's giving back. So it's, I feel like this kind of I'm getting like a karmic feel here, which kind of also goes with the overall March energy, is I feel like there's going to be whatever karmic balance has to come into play for the month of March is going to for you. So if you've been one that has been showing up for your soul contracts, you've been fulfilling them, you've been, always making choices out of a higher vibration, out of unconditional love, while holding boundaries, though. Always have to hold boundaries, but not letting yourself get triggered, swayed, fall into old patterns. That's what I mean by that. I feel like you're going to have, it's going to balance out for you, and you're going to receive some more abundance. You're going to receive newer situations that are of a higher, out of your higher timeline. And then it kind of is the same though for if you fall on the opposite end of it and you are someone that owes karma. I feel like you're going to need to pay up is kind of the easier way of saying it. And I don't mean that, in a negative sense necessarily. It's just you have to rebalance where your soul is off balance is the best way to put it. So I think sometimes people get confused with karma, but that's what I see with it. It's like, it's all a balance, because remember, in polarity is where we find the balance. So I feel like if you're way over here, you're off balance, or way over here, you're off balance. So it's the push and pull. It's the I do for you, you do for me. It's the I'll send this out to the world sends it back to me. It's all like a balance. And we do have the scales, and we have different karmic cards in here a little bit. So I do feel like there's a karmic undertone to this month. I feel like there's going to be a lot of physical changes this month. I feel like the collective overall is going to see a lot of more towers, and towers can be either ahas, like the Four of Wands energy, or it can be tower like heavier, where it's like, okay, you've been asked by the universe multiple times and triggered multiple times to wake up or to move in this direction, and you're ignoring it and you're running. Therefore, this is now how you have to do it, and it's going to hit you where you have no choice. So it definitely feels like March is going to be wild. I get a wild energy for March. And like I said, March is spring. It's the spring equinox. So it's new bloom, new beginnings. It's the official new year. So I feel that we have a lot coming in March. I feel like it can be magical, and it can be a little destructive, which that's okay. because sometimes that's necessary when something's not working. So I feel like sometimes people forget that, and they get, almost like they think of it as a bad thing, but really if something's not working, it has to be taken down and be replaced. So it's necessary. You want that. That's how we grow here and our souls and then elsewhere. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. I definitely feel like we're going to have some things pop up in March. I'll probably have to do like a live read on. So I always do updates, ascension updates, when I feel like the energy is calling for it. So if there's too much going on, I will generally give just bullet points. But if it's something real specific where I feel like people are going to be like, what is going on? I will touch on it just a little bit. But if it's something that my guides and my higher self are like, people don't need to give that energy, then I won't say anything. So if you see all this worldly stuff going on and I'm not bringing it up, it's because through my guidance system, I don't feel like it's something that you need to give energy to, which means it's not for you. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you all have a beautiful March and a beautiful start to the spring. And as always, I'm sending so much love and light.